Bitcoin ETF appears to be dead, at least for now, but there are others ETFs that are still waiting out there. Just last week, Bitwise Asset Management filed a registration statement for a publicly offered cryptocurrency index ETF that will not just track Bitcoin, it'll track an index of the 10 largest cryptocurrencies. This marks the first time ever an application for a crypto index ETF was put in. Earlier last week, the SEC postponed making a decision on 5 other Bitcoin ETFs. These were all by Direxion, which would make various bullish and bearish bets on Bitcoin. Those ETFs were filed way back in January. Now, there's a pattern emerging here that's very obvious. The SEC delays a decision as long as possible and then turns them down, to be blunt about it. They normally have 180 days after filing to make a decision, but they can take up to 60 days more. And that's what they did with Direxion. And now they're expected to make a decision on these by September. Remember last month, too, the CBOE submitted a joint Bitcoin ETF proposal by VanEck and SolidX for a Bitcoin ETF, but with some very unusual characteristics, including a $200,000 price tag to indicate it was for institutional investors and an insurance component to protect investors against theft. The problem is it's not clear if this unusual application will still satisfy the SEC. Remember, they rejected the Winklevoss application on the grounds that most of the trading occurs outside the country on unregulated exchanges that are subject to fraud and manipulation. This is a simple issue now. How can another Bitcoin ETF applicant come in and say they won't have a similar problem? This is a very, very high barrier to entry the SEC has erected. While Bitcoin rebounded on Friday, by the way, it's still trading below where it was prior to the SEC's announcement on Thursday. Brian, back to you.
Bob Pisani, good to see you as well. BK, what do you think?
Well, I think Bob's spot on. I mean, the issue that the SEC has right now is we don't have a regulated U.S. exchange. And I think we have that, then the odds of an ETF getting approved are better for 2019. I think given the current state of the market, the odds of approving something in 2018, very low.